morning. Good morning. Yes, that is exactly right, Izzy. We already discussed all those and we have them all figured out, so don't you worry. We've done the whole list. Don't even stress. Hi, Mom. Hey, Nisa. How's it going, everybody? Oh my goodness, I am a sleepy girl. Oh my goodness. Goodness gracious me. Sleepy girl. Hey, Becca. My mom would wake me up with that song. Really? That's very cute. It's one of the first movies that my mom and I watched together when I was a little girl. I have very distinct memories of watching Babes in Arms together with my mom a lot when I was little. We are a Judy Garland, Mickey Rooney, putting on a show kind of family. Pretty good. I'm donating blood today. Oh, I'm not very good at that. I'm not good at getting my blood drawn, I have to say. Hey, Anya. 3 from the chat. Follows everywhere. Oops. Oh, stink. Oh, well. Morning, Anya. Might as well do this now. I forgot Secret Husband doesn't like this one, so I need to make his without that. I'm gonna try to do his first so it doesn't touch it. But, yeah. Well, I'm gonna use it for mine now, Roxy. Since he doesn't like it, I was like, well, I might as well go all in with it and use it for mine. I like it. And then I'll make a separate one for his. Oh, well. He's not awake yet anyway. He doesn't know that I'm gonna do mine first. I usually do his first, but oh well. Oh well. He won't know the difference. He won't know. I'll put it in my cup instead. It's fine. I almost texted you about book club instead of cat. That's funny. I mean, you can, but I'm here. This is what she said, but I woke up sticky. It's super hot today. Oh, really? I mean, it does look a little warm out there, but I don't know if it looks sticky. My hair is everywhere today. It's like all over the place. All over the place. There's so much of it. It's just everywhere. It's just everywhere. Is anyone else's hair everywhere? I sound like Lucy, huh? A little bit. What do we think is going to happen today? Did you figure out what the whistling was? No, I assume it's some kind of construction, but I don't know for sure. Thankfully, it's gone today, so whatever. Did you love the blast from the past? Pick of you. What? I don't know what that means, Roxy. I'm sorry. Blast from the past. Oh, yes, I did see that. That was funny. That actually wasn't that long ago, believe it or not, Roxy. I think that was in 2022. Yeah, I don't think that was that long ago. But yeah, that was good. I like those pants. They're good pants. I wonder where those pants are. Those striped jeans? I don't know. I don't know where they are. I think that was right when I came back from Italy, if I remember correctly. I think that was June when I came back from Italy. No, I don't think they're in the garage, Mom. I don't think I have any clothes in the garage. I don't think so. I do? I have clothes in the garage? Why do I have clothes in the garage? That's a weird place for clothes. Well, Ellie asked me to unlock the tablet when I went to hand it back. She started using it. I'm not a table. Well, she feels differently, Becca. She feels differently. Can you recreate that look when making inside out slime? Ooh, you mean my hair? Or I don't know. I don't know, maybe. I don't usually make slime in my nice clothes though. I usually make slime in my like workout clothes because then I don't have to worry so much about them. Hey Amanda, I'm gonna sort boxes of your stuff. Well, that's okay. The garage is a good place for a lot of it. We have our Christmas stuff down there, that's for sure. And it's gonna have to stay there for now. Alright. Let's go to the book club station. Let's go to book club station. Me. The chair is always a little cold when you first sit down. Morning, Avery. It's like, your little leggies get like a little shock. But I do love this chair. This is one of the greatest finds we've ever found. I mean, like, you do, Becca, you really do. This chair is so nice because it rocks and it glides and it spins 360 or no, 180. Either way, it's a great chair. This was a great find. It's like, it's perfect for a person who like needs a little bit of jiggle every once in a while, you know? Morning, Sloth. You know, if you're the type of person who doesn't do well stationary. Me too, Sloth. Every day, trying to make a routine for the triplets to clean up their messes, and I'm tired. I believe that, Becca, but you can do it. I have faith in you. And I have faith in them. They can do it. They're good kids, and they're smart. That's right. That's right. All right, so Becca's triplets are nearly 5. They are 4 3/4 pretty much. 4 3/4. Roxy, don't say it. They will be 5 in October. They definitely can. It's me enforcing it. You have to, Becca. You'll thank yourself later. You will thank yourself later if you have them do it now. Mom, did you know that Becca has triplets? Can you imagine having all 3 of us at the same time, the same age, plus 1 more? Whoa. Wild, right? Crazy times. Oh yeah, 7 is 6 now. Avery's right. No, my last littles cannot be 5. Yes, they can, and they will. I'm sorry. You can't stop them from turning 5. Oh, geez, that's a fun age. I suggest bribes. Kiddos are only 4 and they can start kindergarten. Yeah, isn't that weird? We talked about that. Future you will 100% appreciate it. It's true. Future her will appreciate it all. Yes. 5 is fun. They're going to be great 5-year-olds. Just found. Whoa, that's crazy. All right, so we're going to read, in case anyone did not know, we have Roll for Slime tonight, but it might be on YouTube because there are some after darks. So anyway, that's the whole kit and caboodle. I don't know yet. 5 is great. I just miss babies. I know, but they're not babies anyway. They're 4. The difference between 4 3/4 and 5 is so small. It's like 4 months, you know? Morning, Jen. They're going to be fine. You're gonna be fine. It's gonna be great, and they're gonna be such little fun, like tiny humans. So this is the picture for this next chapter. Terrifying, absolutely terrifying. You guys, we're almost done with this book. We're getting down to the end, and that scares me because I just feel in my bones that he's gonna end this on a cliffhanger. Because here's the thing. When you're a new writer, you're not allowed to end a book on your first book or like whatever on a cliffhanger. But when you've written as many books as Chris has, he can kind of do whatever he wants at this point because they're all so popular. And I know he's going to do that. I know he's going to do it. And I'm bummed. No, I'm not bummed. That's the wrong word. I'm nervous. All right. Well, let's just dive in. Somebody was filtered. It was probably Becca for no reason. Chapter 14 is called The Surrender. Okay. Now look what you've done. The righteous king blindsided you. You walked right into his trap. You gave him everything he wanted. You should be ashamed of yourself. Ashamed. Bristol was living in the darkest hour of her life. After fleeing the Southern Kingdom, she returned to the academy and desperately tried to come up with a plan to stop the Righteous Brotherhood. Unfortunately, Bristol couldn't concentrate on anything but her disturbing thoughts. And her negativity did all the thinking for her. How could you let this happen? How could you be so stupid? How could you be so careless? How could you fail so miserably? Hey, Claire! Now all your greatest fears are coming true. As she paced across her office, the word of King Champion XIV's murder was spread across the Southern Kingdom. Bristol's reputation was being destroyed, her integrity was being tarnished, and consequently, mankind was beginning to question their relationship with the magical community. She didn't know how to prove her innocence, she didn't know how to prevent the lies from spreading, and she didn't know how to stop the Righteous Brotherhood from succeeding any more than they already had. Bristol was completely powerless and incapable of finding a solution. You'll never stop them. You will only make things worse. The righteous king fooled you once, and he'll do it again. You're not clever enough to defeat him. You need to remove yourself from the situation. Bristol wished that she could remove herself from the situation. She would have given anything to just disappear and make her problems all go away. But as she agonized in her office, the Righteous Brotherhood were marching toward the Fort Fairy territory. In just a few hours, the clan would arrive at the border and expect Bristol to surrender. The Righteous King had promised the Brotherhood that she would concede willingly, so how would they retaliate if she refused? What sort of attack would they unleash, and how was Bristol going to protect the other fairies? Why not surrender? What's the point of resisting? You'll only cause more damage if you don't. You'll only put the fairies in more danger if you stay. They'll be better off without you. The world would be better off without you. Do it for them. But I think she's saying in this group where we're all spicy-brained, Anya isn't the only one who needs a therapist. Yeah, I think that's what Claire's trying to say, which, you know. At first, Bristol thought it was a preposterous idea, but the longer she dwelled on it, the more appealing it became. The Righteous King said that the community would be easy to destroy, but what if he was wrong? What if they thrived under different leadership? Without Bristol in the picture, maybe the fairies would have a chance of winning the war on magic. Yes, that's right. Surrender isn't giving up. Surrendering is the solution. Don't let your pride convince you otherwise. Surrender to the Brotherhood, and all your troubles will go away. Well, Bristol couldn't deny how tempting the idea of ending all her troubles was. She was so tired, her mind and body ached with exhaustion. Even her soul felt tired. Surrender, and the fairies will be safe. Surrender, and you won't have to fight anymore. Surrender, and you'll be free from fear. Surrender, and the negativity will disappear. Surrender, and all the pain will go away. Surrender, and the nightmare will finally end. Surrender, Bristol. Surrender. Bristol imagined herself floating in space in total nothingness, with no worries, no fears, no anxiety, no responsibility, no shame, no guilt, and it gave her the most peace that she had had in months. Bristol humored the idea just to feel the serenity, and she entertained it a little longer. And the more she did, the more she started to seriously consider it. By the time the evening arrived, Bristol wasn't just considering a surrender, she was longing for one, and so the decision was made. As Bristol planned her surrender, she was interrupted by a soft knock on the door, and Emeralda stepped inside the office with a cheeky grin. Well, you were out pretty late last night, she teased. How did it go? Which part? Bristol asked. Emeralda laughed like she was kidding. Your date with the prince, of course, she said. We're all dying to know, but I told the others not to smother you.
Clearly, Prince Maximus's lies hadn't reached the fairy territory yet, and Bristol was envious of Emeralda's obliviousness. Bristol had almost forgotten that just a few hours earlier she and Seven had been laughing and enjoying themselves. She couldn't believe what a dark turn the world had taken in such a short amount of time. Their date seemed like a frivolous thing to discuss at a moment like this, so Bristol changed the subject without explanation. Em, I have to tell you something. I need to tell you something, Bristol said. It's important. Oh? Emeralda said without any concern. Did something bad happen on your date? Because if that prince acted like a jerk, I will kick him right in the crown jewels. No, it has nothing to do with him, she said. It's something I've been giving a lot of thought to lately. This isn't an easy conversation to have, so I'm just going to say it. If anything happens to me, I want you to take over. Emeralda wasn't expecting such a somber topic. Me? Who else could do it? Bristol asked. You're smart, sensible, extremely organized. All the fairies respect you. You'll make a wonderful fairy godmother when I'm gone. When you're gone? She asked. Are you planning on early retirement or something? No. It's just life is unpredictable, Bristol said. All it takes is a single second and the world as we know it could change forever. If something happens, I just want you to be prepared. I don't want there to be any confusion over who's in charge. The fairies need to be united or they'll never survive the days ahead. The days ahead? Emeralda asked. Okay, now you're starting to scare me. Why are you bringing this up now? Please, just promise me that you'll look after the fairies and keep them safe, Bristol said. It would mean a lot to me if I could hear you say it. Emeralda scratched at her head as she tried to make sense of what Bristol was saying. All right, I promise, she said. Bristol closed her eyes and let out a deep sigh of relief. Having an official successor made her looming surrender seem much easier. Emeralda watched her closely and her concerns rose. Hey, Bristol, you look tired, Emeralda said. Seriously, Ray. Seriously. Ain't that the truth right there? Big time. Did you learn nothing? Hey, Bristol, you look tired, Emeralda said. When was the last time that you slept? Honestly, I don't remember, Bristol said. Okay, why don't I give you some time to rest, Emeralda suggested, and maybe later this evening I can come back with some tea and we can keep talking. Yeah, I'd like that, she said. Great, I'll see you then. Emeralda left the office to give Bristol some time alone, but Bristol had no intention of resting. Sadly, Bristol knew that she would be long gone by the time Emeralda returned. Bristol waved her wand and stationery appeared on her desk. She wrote Emeralda a letter with all the information that Bristol had been keeping to herself. She told her every time she knew about the Righteous Brotherhood, where their fortress was. She told them everything she knew about the Righteous Brotherhood, where their fortress was located, the identity of the Righteous King, and his plan to frame Bristol for King Champion XIV's murder. Bristol told Emeralda to keep an eye on the northern lights on the globe, how the Snow Queen was trapped in a cavern deep under the northern mountains, and if the lights ever faded from the sky, it meant the Snow Queen had escaped. She confessed part of Madame Weatherbury was still alive and how to find her if Emeralda ever needed advice or guidance. Once the letter was finished, Bristol placed it in an envelope with Emeralda's name on it. You're doing the right thing. A lesser person wouldn't know when to quit. Your sacrifice will ensure all the fairies' survival. Emeralda will be a much better leader than you. She'll defeat the Righteous Brotherhood. She won't make mistakes. It was getting late, and Bristol knew that the Brotherhood would be arriving any minute. She wouldn't need her wand anymore, so Bristol placed it on her desk beside the letter for Emeralda. She slowly made her way to the door and took one final look at the office. Goodbye, she said to the empty room. I'm leaving you in good hands. Bristol closed the office doors behind her and headed outside. She crossed the academy grounds and went through the hedge barrier and waited for the Brotherhood on the other side. Shortly after she arrived, all 333 members of the clan appeared in the distance, and they were all led by their high commander and cautiously approached Bristol with their weapons raised. Suddenly, Horrence charged through the trees atop his three-headed horse. The knight leapt to the ground and drew his sword, placing himself between Bristol and the clan. It's all right, Horace, she said. You don't have to protect me anymore. The knight was terribly confused. He looked back and forth between Bristol and the Brotherhood, but he didn't know what to do. Bristol moved past Horrence and walked toward the clan, but she didn't let the knight follow her. I'm not here to fight you. I'm here to surrender, Bristol told the Brotherhood. But this doesn't mean you've won. On the contrary, my surrender only ensures your downfall. The magical community is much stronger than your righteous king thinks they are. They'll band together and they won't need me to defeat you. Even though the righteous king had guaranteed her surrender, the Brotherhood were surprised by how easily Bristol was giving up. Hey, Grace. They cheered, and their victorious roar echoed through the forest around them. You see, my brothers, I told you to have faith in the righteous king, the High Commander said. The fairy godmother is surrendering willingly, just as he promised. She didn't even need the extra incentive he sent with us. What extra incentive? Bristol asked. The High Commander tossed a book at Bristol's feet. She glanced down and realized it was Seven's copy of the Tales of Tidbit the Twitch. Her eyes immediately filled with tears at the thought of Seven as a hostage. Bristol should have known the righteous king would have a backup plan in case she didn't surrender. What have you done with him? Bristol asked. Come with us and you'll find out, the High Commander said. And once again, Bristol closed her eyes and imagined herself floating through the peaceful space of nothingness. She craved the oblivion she pictured, and Bristol was convinced that there was only one way to achieve it. Take me, Bristol said. I don't care what happens to me anymore. I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired of feeling. I just want it all to end. Chapter 15. The Shadow Beast. Bristol, I made us some tea, Emeralda said. I hope you're hungry because I brought some snacks too. I couldn't find where Mrs. V keeps the good cheeses, but these should do. Emeralda carried a tray of tea, cheese, crackers, and fruit into the office. She was more than halfway across the room before she noticed that Bristol wasn't there. Emeralda set the tray down on the desk and was surprised to find that Bristol had left her wand and a note behind. Curious, Emeralda opened the note, but before she could remove the letter from the envelope, the door swung open and distracted her. Oh my God. If she reads the note... Xanthos, Tangerina, and Skylene staggered inside, covered from head to toe in mashed potatoes. Their arms and hands were wrapped in bandages from all the burns and cuts that were inflicted while cooking. The fairies flopped down on the glass sofa and gave their aching bodies a rest. Emeralda tucked Bristol's note into her pocket to read later. How did dinner go? She asked. Well, the chefs whipped up more than potatoes, but I think we're getting the hang of it, Xanthos said. It was the first time that I didn't start a fire, while cooking. I'm sure that you're just being hard on yourselves, Emeralda said. No, we're terrible, Tangerina said. When Mrs. V cooks, it's like watching a conductor lead a symphony. All the cooking utensils float seamlessly around her and create perfect harmony. When we cook, it's like watching an earthquake inside of a hurricane. I think the utensils are starting to hate us, Skylene said. I didn't realize that pots could be passive-aggressive, but today they wouldn't even hold water. Skylene, you were using a colander, Tangerina said. Oh, she said. Well, I'm glad to know it wasn't personal. Hey, where's Bristol? Xanthos asked. We wanted to hear about her date with the prince. I was just wondering the same thing, Emeralda said. She must not have gone very far. She left her wand on the desk. Well, I hope she gets back soon, Tangerina said. I'm so tired that the only thing that could possibly energize me is some good old-fashioned royal gossip. I'm so tired I'm seeing spots, Xanthos said. I'm so tired I'm seeing swans, Skylene said. Swans? Tangerina asked. Skylene nodded. Yep, 7 of them, she said. And they're with a girl, too. And she's flying through the air on a broomstick. And she's got a big sack of something. Wow, this hallucination is very specific. I think those kitchen fumes are starting to get to me. I must be delirious because I'm also seeing swans, Xanthos said. Everyone turned toward the window and realized it wasn't a hallucination. Soaring through the sky, heading straight for the academy, was a flock of swans and a young girl on a broomstick. The birds were tethered to the broomstick like balloons, and the girl carried a bulging bag with her. They flew closer and closer to the castle with no sign of stopping. The fairies dived behind the sofa as the processional crashed through the window and showered the office in broken glass. The broomstick snapped in half, and 7 pumpkins burst out of the bag and rolled in every direction. explosion. The travelers somersaulted across the floor and collapsed in a pile. Ouch! Lucy groaned. Dang, I could have sworn that window was open. She brushed all the glass off her body, released the swans from their tethers, and quickly gathered all the jack-o'-lanterns back into the bag. The fairies immediately recognized her voice, but they couldn't believe how different she looked. Lucy? Emeralda gasped. Is that you? You look incredible, Xanthos said. What happened? Tangerina asked. Yeah, I'm basically a model now, she said. Where's Bristol? We don't know, Emeralda said. Crap, I can't wait for her. I need you guys to do it. Lucy raced to the bookshelves and furiously searched through the titles. The fairies were confused. If Lucy's new appearance wasn't worrying enough already, her frantic behavior put them all on edge. Wait, what is it that you want us to do? Skylene asked. Oh, just a little favor, Lucy said with her nervous laugh. Think of it as like a fun group activity, a great way for us to bond and let bygones be bygones. Spill it, Lucy, Tangerina said. I need you to help me get rid of a curse. What? Xanthos exclaimed. Who's been cursed? Emeralda said. I have, Lucy said, but I don't have time to explain all the details. Then you better make time, Tangerina said. You can't disappear for a week and then burst in here with swans and a bag of pumpkins and a new face and ask us to help you get rid of a curse without an explanation. Yeah, even for you, that's a little bit too eccentric, Skylene said. Lucy groaned again and paused her search to fill them in. Okay, she said. Listen up, because I'm gonna make this as short as possible. 4 days ago, Bristol and I got into a really big fight, so I went to the Ravencrest School of Witchcraft for a couple of days just to tick her off. Yes, I know that was a radical move. Please hold your comments until I'm finished. While I was at Ravencrest, I discovered that Mistress Mara has been working on a secret plot to kill Bristol and destroy mankind. Everyone's got a hobby. I didn't hear all the specifics, but part of a plan involves casting a curse on someone. Apparently, Mistress Mara has been trying for weeks to perform a curse, but hadn't succeeded yet. Naturally, I wanted to stop her, so I decided to stay at Ravencrest until I learned more. To become a student at Ravencrest, I had to pass 4 entrance exams: jinxes, hexes, potions, and curses. Tangerina was appalled. You did witchcraft? She asked. Lucy, how could you? Skylene reprimanded. Forget the hocus pocus and focus, Lucy yelled. Once I finished the exams, I had to participate in an enrollment ceremony. All my roommates had completed the ceremony before me, so I didn't think it was a big deal, but now I know it was never an enrollment ceremony at all. But it was a front for Mistress Mara to curse people. She didn't start a school of witchcraft to help people. She opened Ravencrest to find someone to curse her for her scheme. And I'm the first person it's worked on. There, everything's explained. Are you happy now? After she was done explaining, Lucy turned back to the books and continued searching through the shelves. The fairies were flabbergasted by her account and didn't know what comments to make or which questions to ask first. This is insanity, Xanthos said. What kind of curse did Mistress Mara put on you? Emeralda asked. Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out, Lucy said. And whatever it is, we gotta get rid of it before it puts Bristol and all of mankind in danger. But you don't look cursed, Skylene said. Honestly, no. You've never looked better, Tangerina said. No offense or anything. That's because my necklace hides all the traces of any witchcraft, she said. Mistress Mara gave it to me after the enrollment ceremony, and she told me to keep the necklace on for a couple of days so the enchantment had a chance to settle in, but that was another fat lie. Mistress Mara didn't want me to see how the curse was affecting me. Thank goodness my sixth sense for trouble kicked in, and if you think I look different now, just wait until you see me without the necklace. Lucy became frustrated as she scanned the shelves. It's gotta be here somewhere, she said. I remember seeing it the very first time I was in this office. I was looking through Madame Weatherbury's things while she was talking to my parents, and it's such a strange little title. Oh, here it is. Lucy pulled an old book off the shelves and showed the title to her friends. So You've Been Cursed. A Victim's Guide to Dark Magic and How to Stop It by Shelter Brimcock. Okay. Lucy placed the book on the tea table and the others gathered around her. She vigorously flipped through the pages and hundreds of disturbing descriptions and gruesome sketches flashed before their eyes. Oh my God, there must be thousands of different curses in here, Xanthos said. How are you going to know which one's yours? Skylene asked. Well, I know the side effects and I know the condition it was cast under, Lucy said. Keep an eye out for anything about the moon, music, potions, or excessive bloating. Excessive bloating? Tangerina asked. Quit asking questions and read. As she combed through the book and the fairies read over her shoulder, she pointed out curses with similarities that Lucy described. Could it be Nightmare Veil? Emerald asked. It says, a nightmare veil is a curse that heightens and prolongs someone's nightmares. While they sleep, every second feels like a day, and whatever happens to their body in their dreams happens to their bodies in real life. The curse is performed under a crescent moon, and it requires a pillow made of albino crow feathers? Nah, the enrollment ceremony happened under a full moon. Okay, what about infinite illness? Tangerina asked. An infinite illness curse is one that makes someone sick for decades, and the person attracts germs and viruses for miles around, and they infect anyone who they come in 100 yards with. And it says that the curse requires them to drink a green potion that could be coughed on by like 900 senior citizens. No, the potion she gave me was purple. Do you think it's the never-ending moisture? Skylene said. It says a never-ending moisture makes someone's undergarments constantly feel wet, causing them to chafe and prune for eternity. Ew. It says the person leaves a puddle on every surface they sit on, and a foul smell follows them wherever they go. The curse is performed on an overcast day while the children's song Goodbye Rain is played on saxophone. Oh, hey, I love that song. No, and I don't see how that would help Mistress Mara's plan. What about a shadow beast? Xanthos pointed out. A shadow beast is an entity that enhances a witch or warlock's powers for one, the usually very dark enchantment. The shadow beast is grown inside a host like a parasite, and the longer it stays inside them, the more powerful it becomes. To create a shadow beast, the witch or warlock must present the host with a potion made from the blood of 100 different animals. They must drink it directly under a full moon while percussion of a heartbeat is played. It takes a shadow beast 20 hours to reach its full form, and if it isn't removed before then, the host will die. That's it, Lucy gasped. That's definitely the curse she put me under. What time did you drink the potion? Emerald asked. I'm not sure what exact time it was. I think it might have been around midnight. Then you only have a couple of minutes left before it kills you, Tangerina said. It's 5 minutes to 8 o'clock. Xanthos, does the book say how to get rid of the shadow beast? Lucy asked. I'm looking, Xanthos said. Yeah, I found it. Here, expelling a shadow beast is not as complicated as producing one. Well, that's lucky. But it comes with its own difficulties. Never mind, spoke too soon. First, the host must be placed in a circle of purity, which is a circle of salt, white sage, crystals, and candles. Second, the host must be surrounded by a group of loved ones. The loved ones must join hands and chant the phrase, beast be seen, beast be wrong, beast be freed, beast be gone, until the entity emerges. And that's all there is. Okay, I'll make the crystals, Emeralda said. I'll make the candles, Tangerina said. I'll run to the kitchen and get the salt and sage, Skylene said. The fairies split up to complete the task, and Emeralda hurried to the snack tray on the desk and transformed the fruit and cheeses into crystals. Tangerina's bees flew out of her hair and used honey to create a dozen beeswax candles. Xanthos and Lucy pushed the glass furniture to the side of the room and made an empty space at the center of the office. Skylene dashed to the kitchen and returned with an armful of sage and seasonings. All right, is everybody ready? Lucy asked the room. I've got crystals, Emeralda said. I've got candles, Tangerine said. And I've got the white sage and the salt, Skylene said. I also brought pepper and rosemary just in case. Lucy stood at the center of the room while the others made a circle around her with the supplies. Once the circle was complete and all the candles were lit, the fairies held hands, but Tangerina was hesitant to join. Come on, Tangerina, Skylene said. Lucy needs loved ones to expel the curse. Yeah, I'm not sure I qualify, Tangerina said. Love is a really strong word. Oh, shut up and find something to love, Lucy shouted. We only have a minute left. Tangerina rolled her eyes and reluctantly joined them. Okay, I'm going to remove my necklace and expose the curse, Lucy said. But what you're about to see is very disturbing. Whatever happens, keep repeating the chant until the shadow beast is gone. Lucy took a deep breath and slowly removed the necklace, and as soon as the accessory was over her head, Lucy's hair turned back into white feathers, her appearance faded into its regular features, and her body expanded to its normal size. However, Lucy's body then surpassed her original height and weight and kept growing. Her black cloak started to stretch, and her striped tights started to rip as Lucy blew up like an enormous balloon. The fairies were shocked as Lucy swelled before their eyes. They could hear something growling inside her, and occasionally the face of a ferocious creature would poke out from under her skin and snarl at them. Oh my God. I hate it. Lucy never stopped growing, and the fairies worried that she might explode. After a few seconds, Lucy was too big to stand on her feet, and she fell backwards. She bounced into the high ceiling and then ricocheted off the walls, knocking books and potions off the shelves as she went. The swans ran for their lives and Lucy bounced all around them. The fairies chased after her and rolled her back into the circle of purity, but it was hard to keep her in place. Okay, we'll begin the chant on 3, Esmeralda said. Ready? 1, 2, wait, Lucy exclaimed. The room went dead silent. I've been thinking, maybe what we're doing is wrong. Maybe we should just leave the shadow beast inside me? What? Tangerina asked. You're joking, right? Skyline said. No, I'm being serious, Lucy professed. I mean, the world is filled with people who have only dreamed of having shadow beasts, and here I am trying to get rid of mine. What if I regret this decision later? What if this is my last chance to have a shadow beast? The fairies couldn't believe what they were hearing. I think she hit her head when she was bouncing around, Xanthos told the others. Lucy, if we don't get rid of the shadow beast, it's going to kill you, Esmeralda said. Yeah, but who says my life is more important? Lucy asked. What if the universe has bigger plans for the shadow beast than it does for me? It's my own fault for going to Ravencrest School of Witchcraft. I knew that it was dangerous. I knew that something might happen to me, but I went anyway. So why should the shadow beast be punished for my mistakes? Lucy, you sound ridiculous, Tangerina said. You shouldn't throw your whole life away just because you made one mistake. Yeah, I agree, Skyline said. Besides, you aren't ready to raise a shadow beast. You can barely take care of yourself. Lucy tried to roll out of the circle of purity, but her friends wouldn't let her. No, let me go, she said. This is my life and I've made my decision. I'm going to keep the shadow beast and suffer the consequences. The fairies were floored by her abrupt change of heart. They looked to one another with wide, bewildered eyes, but no one could explain what was happening. Xanthos had a feeling that Lucy's feelings weren't genuine. He retrieved a copy of So You've Been Cursed and reread the section about the shadow beast. Hey, listen to this, he said. Never trust anything the host says while they're carrying a shadow beast. The entity plays tricks on the host's mind and makes them believe they want to die for it, so the shadow beast will grow to its full size. The shadow beast is talking, not Lucy. Then let's get this thing out of her before she knits it a sweater, Tangerina yelled. 30 seconds until 8 o'clock, Skyline cried. Quick, start the chant, and Esmeralda instructed. The fairies grabbed hands and recited the chant in unison. Beast be seen, beast be wrong, beast be free, beast be gone. For the first time since she removed the necklace, Lucy's body stopped expanding. The shadow beast started to howl from inside her like it was trying to drown out the sound of the chant. The fairies raised their voices so the chant wouldn't be silenced. Beast be seen, beast be wrong, beast be free, beast be gone. Lucy's body started to twitch and shake as if the shadow beast was trying to find somewhere to hide within her. There were only 10 seconds until 8 o'clock, so the fairies repeated the chant loudly and as quickly as they could. Beast be seen, beast be wrong, beast be free, beast be gone. Suddenly, a dark vapor erupted out of Lucy's mouth. The blast was so powerful it knocked all the fairies to the floor, and as the shadow beast was expelled, Lucy's body deflated and shrank to her original size. The shadow beast whirled around the office like a black cloud, taking the forms of different carnivores as it moved. It smashed through the glass furniture as a bear, it terrorized the swans as a wolf, and it trampled over the bookshelves as a lion. The shadow beast leapt off the walls as a frog and then glided through the broken window as an eagle. The fairies ran after it, but by the time they reached the window, the shadow beast was out of their grasp. It soared through the sky and disappeared into the eastern horizon. That's right. Lucy, are you okay? Xanthos asked as he helped her to her feet. My mouth tastes like a wet dog smells, but I think I'll live, she said. Oh my gosh, the shadow beast turned your hair into feathers, Skyline cried. Lucy pretended she was surprised. No way, she said. Oh my god, that's totally what happened to my hair. Look, the shadow beast is getting away, Esmeralda said. Where is it going? Tangerina asked. It must be headed back to Mistress Mara, Lucy said. Come on, we gotta get to Ravencrest before she uses that thing. Woo!
Yikes.
Yikes! Big scary times. No good. Bad, not good. Yikes. Well, that is crazy time. I know, they packed a real punch. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you.
All right, well, I gotta go because I have a lot of work to do today before Roll for Slime tonight. Roll for Slime is at 4:30. All of the Roll for Slimes from last night are already packed up and ready to go to the post office. Then we have a whole new thing tonight, blah, 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 blah. I will see you all at that time. If you haven't done your sign up yet and you need to, I'm not sure yet, Becca. I need to check and see what people signed up for. But I will let you all know on a post, and then we'll see what's happening. Excuse me, I have hiccups. All right, I'll see you then. Bye, friends.